What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Lanzero back with another video, and in today's video we are going to be talking about some of the back and forth that has currently been going on when it comes down to Microsoft and Sony with Call of Duty. Now, for those of you who weren't aware, Microsoft had announced back in January of 2022 that they were going to be acquiring Activision Blizzard for a record-breaking $69 billion, which is easily the highest acquisition we have ever seen in gaming. Now, with this, Microsoft will have their hands on some very profitable titles, number one being Call of Duty, which for all intents and purposes is the most popular FPS in the world. And of course, Sony is panicking at this because Sony makes a lot of money from Call of Duty on PlayStation. I don't know why, but it seems like a lot of people prefer to play Call of Duty on PlayStation. I don't understand why myself, but apparently the numbers say so. So currently Microsoft's acquisition is not, of course, going with smooth sailing because they also have to get approval from national regulators who are trying to make sure that this will not give them an unfair advantage over the competition. And of course, Sony is out here trying to champion the fact that it will in fact give them an unfair advantage and will limit the options for gamers out there. So ever since then, Microsoft has been trying to reassure everyone that Call of Duty will not leave PlayStation, that it doesn't even make sense from a business standpoint, considering the fact that a lot of people, like I stated earlier, play Call of Duty on PlayStation. At the end of the day, if it's a lot harder to try and move people from one platform to another, so that would not be in Microsoft's favor. So of course, since then, Microsoft has been trying to work on a deal with Sony to try and help them feel at ease with the fact that they're going to be acquiring Activision Blizzard. One of the first dealings that came to light was when Microsoft had publicly stated that they were going to try and work on a 3-year deal with Sony when it comes to Call of Duty on PlayStation, to which PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan has stated that that was absolutely inadequate and really wasn't something that they should have been speaking about publicly in the way that they did. Even though it was only just them throwing out an idea, that's something that's meant to be handled in private for most part. Now, fast forward to November 11th, we now have a new deal that has come out, which seems to be more of a 10-year deal. Now, to try and paint some light on what this deal might entail, Sony had an agreement with Activision prior to Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard. To which this agreement was the fact that they were paying for blocking rights to prevent Call of Duty from entering certain platforms, such as Game Pass. I do believe that most of the dealings that they're trying to do with Sony pretty much revolves around the ability to take Call of Duty and bring it to Game Pass. Because as far as I'm concerned, Game Pass is a pretty big deal. To be able to pay $10 a month and have access to a massive catalog of games is genuinely game-changing. I usually don't pay for streaming services, but when it came to Game Pass, I've been paying for that thing non-stop. Because just simply having access to that many games is, like I said, it's a pretty big deal, and Sony understands that as well. The prospect of paying $10 a month for someone who just wants to simply play the campaign and isn't interested in multiplayer is a lot more tempting than paying the full price of $70 to end up buying the game on PlayStation, playing the campaign, and never touching it again. So Sony understands that this could potentially shift the market to some degree for people who really enjoy Call of Duty, and I will say, I am one of those people who usually plays Call of Duty more so for the campaign. I play multiplayer maybe for a little bit, and after that I end up dropping it. So I would probably be more inclined to get this on Game Pass just to play the campaign and be done with it. But Microsoft still has quite a bit of hurdles to jump when it comes to this acquisition of Activision Blizzard, due to the fact that they still have a number of countries that they have yet to get approval from within the national regulation body. This acquisition is scheduled to finalize sometime during mid of 2023, so there is still a decent amount of time for Microsoft and Sony to eventually play nice and come to some type of agreement when it comes down to this acquisition and what's going to happen with the future of Call of Duty. Microsoft once again has made it very clear that their goal is to pretty much make Call of Duty like Minecraft, where they will have it on everything, even on the Nintendo Switch if possible. But that is it for today's video, my friends. Let me know what you guys think about Microsoft acquiring Call of Duty and Sony's reaction to this whole situation in the comment section below. Are you okay with it, or do you think that it's actually going to cause some type of problem for Sony later on down the road? Well, if you like this video, feel free to hit that like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and turn on that notification bell so you always get notified whenever a new video drops. All right, everyone, that's it for me today. I hope you have a good one, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.